So my name's Peter James, founder and CEO of Shalom House. Often people ask me lots of questions. One of those questions is why are you a cold turkey detox rehabilitation centre? Well, I spent 26 years in prisons, institutions, and been sticking needles in my arms and smoking drugs since the age of 9 right up to the age of 32. And I used to sell 2.5 kilos of meth a day. And what I used to do is swap from one substance to the next substance to the next substance. And if I wasn't using meth, I'd be smoking pot. If I wasn't smoking pot, I'd be drinking alcohol. If I wasn't drinking alcohol, I'd be popping pills. And whenever I got locked up, I went from an illegal drug to a legal drug and told the doctors whatever they wanted to hear to get the drug that I want that would give me a buzz. The reason we're a cold turkey detox is you've got to teach a person to take responsibility for their actions as a cold turkey detox. And their brain is like this. And when you take the drugs or the chemicals off, and over 1 day or 2 days or 3 days, and sometimes it could even be a week, and yet you're getting very little sleep, maybe an hour a night, but bit by bit, they actually take control of themselves and their brain levels off and it comes back to normal. How do I know this? Well, I've been doing it for 8 years. A lot of rehabilitation centres, we have this thing called harm minimisation, or even government bodies, we have this thing harm minimisation, and we take them off of one drug and then we put them on a prescription drug. We take them off an illegal drug and we put them on a legal drug. You're swapping one addiction for another addiction. You're not actually treating the addiction. They've got an addictive nature. And they will tell you whatever you want to hear to get what they want. But they start off with 2 Valium, and then they go to 3, and then they go to 4, and they look for the kick because they're an addict. Why take them from an illegal drug to a legal drug? I'll just give you one example, and one example would be heroin. I mean, a lot of heroin addicts, truth. When you take a person off of heroin, they're on $2,000 a day of heroin, and what the government's come up with, let's just give them methadone, hey? And so now a lot of heroin addicts or ex-heroin addicts are now chained to a chemist, and they've been put on this thing called methadone. The highest dose you can get is 180 milligrams of methadone. It's a legal drug. It's a legal heroin. They still get off their face, but it costs them $7 a day. Most heroin addicts are on around 40 to 60 or 80 milligrams of methadone a day. And if they don't have the methadone, they start to shake and sweat and shiver. And so the government came up with this drug, an idea, and chained them to a chemist. And all of a sudden, the crime rate dropped. And people's death rate started to drop. And everyone said, well done, good on your government. But they don't realise they've just chained someone to a chemist. And I know lots and lots of heroin addicts have been chained to chemists for 15, 20 years. And their teeth have fallen out, or the calcium in their bodies are gone, their liver's screwed up. Basically, it eats away at your system. They're still addicted, they're still trapped. I don't think it's okay taking a person from an illegal drug to a legal drug. Cold turkey detox is the key. If you want to be dumb enough to stick a pick in your arm, smoke a pipe or pop a pill, if we continue to spare people from the consequence of choices, they will never learn. So we cold turkey detox them. We actually do it under medical supervision. We have a doctor that actually tells us, hey, this is what you need to do. And we have a psychiatrist. And we also have up to 16 counsellors. And we have nearly 140 men who have been through that process. So our support structure to actually cold turkey detox them here is really strong. We've never had a problem in 8 years. We've never had a police vehicle out, never had an ambulance out. We're going pretty good. The only ones we actually have to give prescription medication to is alcoholics, because alcohol is probably the worst drug around. I think the doctor gives them 2 Valium in the morning and some thiamine, 2 at lunch and 2 at tea. But we're not going to take a person from an illegal drug to a legal drug. If you want to come to Shalom, it's cold turkey.